Hello, this is John Braun with Hitman Advertising. I wanted to do a quick video that goes right along with walking you through the new internet marketing blueprint for cleaners. Now, talking a little bit about why, first of all, should a cleaning company be interested in internet marketing? Well, just to let you know, right now, as far as the time that this is being recorded and this blueprint was actually created, it is the number one way that more cleaning companies are getting their absolute highest advertising return. That doesn't mean that there are some other advertising media that aren't profitable, because there definitely are, but I'm here to tell you that more cleaning companies are getting their highest return from internet marketing than any other advertising media. That should be something huge that you take note of. I know of clients and I know of cleaners that spend anywhere from nothing every month, or maybe just a few dollars to have it hosted. So a few dollars to as much as a few $100s a month to be able to get thousands of dollars in business each and every month. So the thing about the internet right now, it's not just a nice to have kind of thing. Like Michael Gerber says, if your business ain't growing, it's dying. And you know what? The internet is the place that you need to be growing your business right now in the year 2011. Just so that you know, I do have the internet marketing course currently available. This is a way that many cleaners and many of my members have been able to get on top of Google for hardly any money at all. And it's open. The link to that is hitmanadvertising.com/internet class. You should probably see a link by this video. Or if you did want your SEO and your search engine optimization completely done by me, we've got that option as well. You can go to hitmanadvertising/SEO. Now, let's talk a little bit about this blueprint, just to kind of walk you through and just show you what this really means. And I wanted to make a video that goes along with the blueprint. One, because some people learn better by just reading, some people learn better by just watching a video, and some people learn better, and probably more people are going to learn better by doing both. So that's why I decided to go ahead and make this quick video for you. So the basics about your cleaning website are really going to be created within 4 different things. One, you have to build a website. 2, you have to get hosting for your website. You have to get a domain name for your website. Then you have to get traffic to your website. Understand that these are 4 completely different components. Now really these 3 are kind of intermixed together, because these 3 are all about building your website. And I wanted to explain this because some guys, just when they're first starting to build a website, or even after they've had a website for years, don't really understand about how this stuff is made up. There's 3 different components to really even getting your website up, and then once your website gets up, it's a whole different component about getting people to your website and actually creating sales from your website. So let's talk a little bit first about building your website. You can build your website by either having a webmaster do it, which is the way that I highly recommend over do it yourself. We do build lots of cleaning websites for cleaners, so if you don't know of somebody locally that you know and trust, give us an email and we can give you a price on building a website for you. But you preferably want to do one with a professional than doing it yourself. Okay. The other thing to realize is you need a website sales strategy. This is just as important as the beautiful web design of your website. In fact, it's probably, I take that back, it's more important than how your website looks. Actually having a good quality sales strategy built behind your website. And this is what you're trying to show people. One, you want to be able to prove that you're local. You want to be able to prove that you can be trusted. And then you want to call them to action. This is a website that we've designed for somebody in Macon, Georgia, and this is one of the good examples. He's actually got a site that says right here, you know, you're local. And this is what I recommend a lot of times. Right there at the very top, you want to go ahead and say, I am local. And then you want to prove that you can be trusted by putting things, maybe awards that you've gotten, testimonials from local people in your area, videos from you, just other things to prove that you're local and that you can be trusted. You need to confirm that over and over again. This picture right here is a picture of the downtown city area of Macon that says we are local. This picture screams this when you first come on here. But videos, and here's a couple of examples on my local cleaning site. We've got little pictures of as seen on different media, different testimonials. Two we're plastering up here at the top that we're from Pensacola. These type of things, our logo, but not only just putting our logo for the IRCRC, but actually putting what that means. More information about the cities that we service, testimonials, testimonial videos. All these things aren't done on accident and just for fun. They're done to prove that I'm local and that I can be trusted. So that's entirely a big part of what your sales process needs to be about. And then you need to make sure you call them to action. Don't just leave them hanging there with a here's our website. You want to say repeatedly what you want them to do. Do you want them to email you? Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to fill in your estimate form if it's after business hours? Because believe it or not, about half the people that are coming to your website are coming on after business hours. So you need to tell them what to do if it is after business hours. Be specific. Call them to action. Give them an offer. Give them a special. Give them something. And the other really important part about building your website is setting the keywords on your website. This is huge. And the big problem is most web designers don't know how to set keywords on websites. So make sure that you've either got somebody who's a good web designer that knows how to do that, or after you build the website, get somebody who knows about SEO enough to be able to put those keywords into your website as an after the fact, which is possible too, and we do that again for cleaning companies all the time. So that's in a nutshell what's involved with building a website. So then after you actually got your website built, now you have to put it up on the internet. And that's done with something that we call hosting. Okay? For hosting, usually I recommend HostGator, HostMonster, maybe Pair Networks. I don't recommend GoDaddy for hosting. I do recommend GoDaddy for domain names, but for hosting, they're not good at all. So just as a little bit of a tidbit with that. But hosting is something that you need to get to be able to put your website on the internet. So you've got your website built. Now it needs to get on the internet. To get it on the internet, you need a hosting company to be able to put it on there. But even before you get a hosting company, you need to get a domain name. And what I mean by domain name is this little thing right up here. In this case, it's carpetcaretips.com. In this case, it's carpetcleaningmarietta.com. Now, the thing about domain names, is it good if you can have your keywords in the domain name? Yes. But you know what? It's not the end all. Don't worry if your keywords aren't in the domain name. This is a good example. This domain name right here, carpetcaretips.com, takes up the top 3 of the search for carpet cleaning Pensacola. The words cleaning or Pensacola are not in this domain name. So let's go back to the blueprint. And we've got hosting now, we've got a domain name. Now we've got our website built, and hopefully it's got a good sales strategy. Now we have to actually get the website to get some traffic, which is, again, another complete and entire new and different thing. Okay? Just because you build a website doesn't mean people are going to get to your website. If you build it, they will not come. You have to do some specific things to market your website. And one of the very first most important things is Google Places. Google Places is huge right now if you want to be able to get your website ranked. And not only to get a listing in Google Places, but also to get an organic listing. And I'll show you what those couple of things mean. Okay, let's go over here to the search for Pensacola. This is the way that Google Places used to be listed, and it's still listed like this in lots of cities, in my city in particular, but lots of other cities it's still listed like this. It's kind of a combination right now, and I'm going to show you the couple of different combinations. But you can tell a Google Places listing by the little balloon here. In fact, this is my local cleaning company. Now, the balloon means that that's a Google Places listing, and there's usually a map area right near it. And then this is the Google Places listing. Under the Google Places listing is what we call the organic Google listing. Now, most of the time, more clicks are going to actually get on here than are going to get on here. And the reason being is people more or less recognize this is the Google search and they recognize this is the Google search. So what's going on is nowadays Google is doing things like integrating Google Places with the organic Google search. Now, this is actually the search for Carpet Cleaning Houston, and we've done some optimization for my good friend Howard Partridge's local cleaning company, Clean as a Whistle, where we got him showing up right now. It's #1. It's kind of bounced around some, but right now it's #1 for the search for Carpet Cleaning Houston. But right now, see, this is a Google Places listing, which means that this is a company that's actually physically located within Houston. Howard Partridge's company isn't physically located in Houston. It is not located. It's actually in Sugar Land, which is near Houston. However, we've been able to get him with good search engine optimization. We've been able to get him listed over and above where the Google places people are. So that's kind of neat, and that's something that's sort of a new way to be able to do stuff like that. So the other important thing for whether or not you're going to get traffic to your site is on-site keyword set. So let's go to, for instance, my local cleaning website. I've got my keyword set up here in my title tag. This is, again, something that your webmaster usually needs to be able to do. I've got my keyword set in some of my headlines, things like that. You need to be able to make sure your keywords are totally set. I've got backlinks coming into these websites. In other words, I've got other sites linking to these websites. Other sites that have got good reputations are giving links to these websites, which tells Google that this site must be a site of value. Because if this site wasn't a site of value, why in the world would other websites with good reputations be linking here? You also want to have quality content. You want to make sure that your website has got stuff that's obviously relevant to whatever you're trying to get ranked for, but also too, stuff that's uniquely written. You don't want to go and copy somebody else's website and put it on your website, because Google knows that then at that point you've got a copied website. That's not going to be anywhere near as good for your SEO and your search engine ranking. You want to have freshly written, newly written content on your website. That's going to help your search engine ranking a whole lot more. As well, you want to be able to do some of the directory submissions like we talked about. Yelp, HotFrog, Merchant Circle, Yahoo Local, Google Places is sort of a directory listing, but you want to do as many of those as you can to be able to show Google that you're a real company and that you're using the same address on all of those different directories. Another thing is rich media, things like YouTube, Flickr, other places where you go and submit videos, Viddler, places where you can submit different media that's off of your website. That way you're, again, showing Google that you're a player. You're somebody who's all over the internet, and that helps your search engine optimization. Social media sites. And Facebook is, huge. So here we've got a listing, an example of my local Facebook page, and when you land on here, it says, you can like us, and it's got an incentive and almost a forced opt-in, really, for them to like my company when they land on here. So you click like, and then it gives them a special offer. Thanks for liking us. And when you click on here, it goes right to my estimate form on my website. Again, that's internet marketing done right. So social media, YouTube, hub pages, Twitter, LinkedIn are things that are huge that you want to be able to do for link creation and to be able to actually network with people in your local area for cleaning. Pay-per-click, Google AdWords. Let's talk about that for just a second. Here in my local search here for carpet cleaning Pensacola, we've got a number of different things going on. Again, we talked about Google Places. We talked about the organic listing. These are both free to get listed on. But then we've got Google AdWords pay-per-click, which is here. Every time anybody would click on one of these companies would pay money, regardless of whether or not anybody ever used them. They pay money for people just coming to their site. They're paying for the traffic. And again, hopefully, once you start to do Google AdWords, you've got your site set enough to where it sells. That way you're not just wasting money on traffic to come to your site. But Google AdWords can be something that's really good. One, for you to be able to test out your site and be able to test out the sales worthiness of your site. But it's also good to be able to, maybe while you're doing some SEO, to be able to get some traffic coming into your site in the meantime. We do teach training classes in the internet marketing class on how to use AdWords and how to do AdWords effectively. And it's usually just a very small learning curve, but there's a few tricks that you have to know to be able to do AdWords. Another thing that you're going to want to be able to do is with email marketing. Once people actually come to your website, you want to capture them. You want to allow them to not just simply escape. So you don't want to just leave it hanging to where if they don't book their appointment right now, that they're just left in the wind. You want to be able to capture that lead while they're on the site. The same thing happens with like the social marketing, like with Facebook. When somebody comes to the Premium Carpet Care local fan page and they like us, they're actually going to be able to get stuff later on from us because they're a fan of our Facebook page. So that's another super important part. In the internet marketing course, actually, we do have email marketing training, and not only training, but we actually provide an entire year's worth, 24 templates, worth of emails to be able to, for you to be able to use, to be able to copy into Constant Contact. We even give you videos training on how to be able to do that. But email marketing's huge right now because it's one of the cheapest ways to keep in touch with your client. So do check out the Internet Marketing class. We do have some spaces left and some bonuses. When you sign up, you actually get the entire Get on Top of Google course. You get the Google AdWords training and the email templates only if you're one of the next few people to sign up. And I hope to see you in one of our first classes.